Okay, we'll go ahead and get started. I'd like to welcome everyone to our August board meeting tonight at South Elementary, and thank you all for hosting us. At this time, I would like to call the meeting to order and ask everyone to join me in a moment of silence. Thank you. We have a special guest tonight going to say our pledge. It's going to be led by Keely McElvain. She is a 5th grade student here in Miss Fleming's room, and she is the daughter of Eric and Wendy McElvain of Beachmont. She's very active in the after-school clubs program, including chorus. Keely?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Keely. Move on down to approving the minutes of the prior board meeting. Board members, you've had a chance to go over these. If there are no corrections or amendments to this, I will need a motion to approve.
Make a motion to approve.
A motion by Ms. Wells, a second by Mr. Bowers. All in favor of approving the minutes of the prior board meeting, say aye. Aye. All opposed? I hear none. Moving down to approving the agenda. And as we spoke on Monday night at the work session, we have something that needs to be added to our agenda tonight under item J. I'll need a motion to approve the state course code addition. Item J.
I'll make a motion.
Motion by Ms. Wells, second by Mr. Bowers. And all in favor of approving the amended agenda, say aye. Aye. All opposed? Go down to recognitions. Ms. Embry.
Well, good evening, board members and guests. We have several outstanding students here with us tonight to recognize. They were selected and successfully completed the Governor's Scholar Program and the Governor's School of the Arts program this summer. The Governor's Scholar Program is a summer residential program for outstanding high school students in Kentucky. Selection for this program is fiercely competitive with an application process similar to that of prestigious colleges and universities. In addition to an academic profile that includes difficulty of course load, GPA, and at least one standardized test score, the application requires an outline of all extracurricular activities, a history of volunteer service, and a list of job positions held. The final component is an original essay. Muhlenberg County is fortunate to have had several selected again into this rewarding program. So when I call your name, I'm going to ask that you come forward and receive a certificate and our congratulations. Mr. Davis, would you come up? Our first one is Miss Allie Carver. Allie is the daughter of Mark and Gwen Carver of Drakesboro. She attended Northern Kentucky, and I'm doing dual rows, so hold on a second, yes. Thank you. Congratulations. Haley Cornett is not here with us tonight. She's at the state fair, but she is the daughter of Sean and Stacy Cornett, and she attended Northern Kentucky. Next is Miss Chloe Embry. It's a great last name. Chloe is the daughter of Brian and Christina Embry of Belton. She attended Murray. Also not with us tonight is Miss Courtney Rager. She is the daughter of Jerry and Amy Rager of Bremen. She attended Northern. Was she state fair as well, I think? Yes. Miss Allison Short is also at the State Fair. She's the daughter of John and Emily Short of Greenville, and she attended Murray. Next is Miss Chloe Witten. Chloe is the daughter of Justin and Amanda Witten of Central City, and she attended Moorhead. We got our ladies out of the way, so we'll move on to our men. Mr. Logan Atkins. Logan is the son of Marcus and Amy Atkins of Greenville. He attended Moorhead. Next is Mr. Nathan Bandy. Nathan is the son of Eric and Joan Bandy of Greenville, and he attended GSP at Murray. Mr. Trey Bogus. Trey is the son of John and Renee Bogus of Greenville, and he attended GSP at Murray. Let's find his here.
He's here.
Yeah, I'm waiting on someone else. Okay, Ryan Brewer. Ryan is the son of Richard and Cheryl Brewer of Central City, and he attended GSP at Moorhead. Is my last one here? Not here yet, okay. Got one more and he's on his way, so maybe we'll give him enough time here in a second. So I'm going to move to our governor's School of Arts. Our final student recognized tonight attended and successfully completed the Governor's School of Arts through 3 weeks of incredibly intense and incredibly fun arts instruction. For 3 solid weeks residing on campus at Center College, he discovered the power of art and his place as an artist. Please join me in congratulating Eric Moore. He is the son of Rick and Shannon Moore of Beach Creek. Is he on his way? Oh, he's behind a wreck. I'm sorry. We have Riley Drake, and if he comes in, if you don't mind that I can present that at a later time this evening. He's trying to get here. I want to just say congratulations and how proud we are for Muhlenberg County for these students. I want to congratulate you parents for enduring that time without your children. I'm sure it was a long 3 weeks or 5 weeks, or maybe it was a rejoiceful week at the time, I don't know. I want to thank you all for coming tonight. I'm going to ask now that all of the participants and parents join me out in the hallway and we'll take some pictures and you will be free to go. Thank you.
Hey, whenever he comes in, if you're still in here, we'll just...
Gary didn't jump up there and get Courtney's
Stephanie's acting, and whenever Riley comes in, we'll just stop and do it.
That's fine.
Big ragu. Lost the crowd. Almost got a 1-to-1 police officer ratio. Crowd.
We don't have anybody left. Okay, we're going to move on down to the Treasurer's Report, Mr. Blutzinger.
I'll tell you what, I'm going to get started since it's so far away. You probably won't be able to see it anyway. Oh, here we go. All right, these are the financials as of July 31st. Revenues this month, or excuse me, in July, we had a beginning balance of about 18.9 million. Revenues of about 3.39 million, with SEEK being at 2.2. We're getting some final payments with that. That's why that's elevated this time. With the total revenues with securities and cash securities and receipts of 22.353 million. The expenditures. We had an accounts payable of about $1 million. Of that, $712,000 was debt service. The rest was just regular fund expenses. So that was the bulk of the payments this past month. Payroll was about $776,000 for total expenses in July of $1.8 million. Significant bills that were in July was about $15,000 paid to Tri-City Auto for bus parts, and $10,658 paid to Train for AC consoles. Of the payroll, gross pay was $608,000, deductions of $201,000 for net pay of $406,000, taxes were $120,000, KTRS payments were $51,000, CERS payments were $76,000, insurance payments were $94,000, and other payments were $26,000 for a total of $776,000. The accounts payable breakdown for last month. Fixed and mixed expenses were $880,000, the bulk of that again being the debt service. Variable expenses were about 7.68% of, or almost $81,000. And utilities expenses were $91,000, which is down. We did switch to summer schedules in our buildings to reduce the electric usage. So the accounts payable breakdown of the $1 million again, $306,000 was general fund, $31,000 was special revenue, and $712,000 was debt service, and $2,160 was food service and daycare. The ledger balance at the end of the month. In cash, there was about $11.8 million, general fund investment of $559,000, and $8 million for a total of $20,525,000. The bank balance was $12.2 million. Outstanding checks are about $347,000 for cash of $11.88 million. The breakdown of that cash balance, the $10 million, 0.5 was general fund. Special revenue was $88,000. Construction is $963,000. Debt service is negative $55,000. Food service is $272,000. Debt service, daycare was almost $66,000, and investments of $8.6 million. So the extended financial picture. I really cannot see that, I apologize. But that's through December of 2018. We expect a cash balance of about $10.8 million with, again, about $8.5 in investments. Any questions?
Any questions? If not, I'll make a motion to approve the treasurer's report.
Second.
Second by Ms. Wells. All in favor of approving the treasurer's report, say aye. Aye. All opposed? Payment of bills and salaries, Mr. Blitzinger.
Thank you again. This month, I bring $189,505 to you in bills. Of that, general fund is $169,000, fund 2 is $20,000, and daycare $56. The significant bill expense this month was Houghton Mifflin textbooks for $11,907.
Any discussion? Not, I need a motion to approve the payment of bills and salaries.
I'll make a motion.
Motion by Ms. Wells, second by Mr. Bowers. All in favor of paying bills and salaries, say aye. Aye. All opposed? Hear none. And payment of school bills.
The bills look to be in order. Again, this was the new reporting format. Please give me your feedback if you see something you'd like different. Again, our school secretaries, I cannot commend them enough. They jumped right in, got this handled in 1 month. They've learned the system. They're using it effectively. And I really like it because I can get into them as well to help if I need to. So.
Thank you. All right, make a motion to approve payment of school bills.
Second.
Second by Ms. Wells. All in favor of paying school bills, say aye. Aye. All opposed? I hear none. And public participation, we have none. So we'll move on down to the superintendent report. Mr. Davis.
Thank you, Chairman Rager, board members. Just a few things. I will open by mentioning that we will be seeking the 4% revenue increase with the tax rate this year, and that's a process that we're in the middle of now. We have to advertise for a couple of weeks. We will have a hearing on that on, I think, August 28th, at which point we will outline on our end our concerns and our reasons for asking that, and we'll go through that much more in depth at that point. I do want to say our opening week, at least from my point of view, the principals, they're going to tell you more stuff here in a little bit. I think they'll say the same thing. It's gone well. It's just gone well. It takes a lot of people to get ready to open school, from just our transportation department to our technology folks, our maintenance folks, all through the summer, and then the principals getting everything ready, and then the folks coming in with their kids. And I've heard nothing but good things. I've been in all the schools, and I'm proud of them. So I think we're off to a nice start. I do want to let you know and talk about this a lot. We're going to really emphasize soft skills this year. This is something we're talking about a lot. We're going to try to develop a plan so as our kids graduate, we're going to try to do better on our end at preparing them for the next level. And whether it be in interviewing skills or just all the way down to the elementary, where it may be more about respect and just teaching the handshake and looking someone in the eye. And we want to give our kids every leg up we can to transition to after high school. And I think this is one of the keys. And one of the young ladies, where's the young lady from Greenville? Wow. She exhibited that on the way in today, looked me in the eye, shook my hand, and spoke to me, and I'd hire you right now. Okay? So we want to do that for all of our students. We want to be able to do that, and we're working hard at that, and I'm really excited where I think that may lead us. So I'll be talking about that on and off as we go. And now it's time, let's see what the principals have to say, though. We'll start with Mr. Sharp from Bremen. Tell us something good.
We're off to a great start at Bremen Elementary this year. Our motto for this year is progressing towards distinction. And we're using that in everything we do, from specialist classes to how we're going about securing resources. We're always looking for that progress. We have a big Eagle Pride drawing tomorrow. That's big at our school. It's where students are selected for academic achievement or a great character achievement. And we give away candy, table passes. It's a big deal at our school tomorrow. So first one is tomorrow. Shout out to Miss Kim Dukes in the bus garage. People that are so hardworking, and they're just really making sure our kids get home safely. And sometimes it's hard out there on those back roads of Bremen. Sometimes there's no street signs out there, and we have to get out there and make sure things are doing. And they're always ready for us, and we appreciate them quite a bit. We're really working hard on champs and our expectations, and it's a way that we kind of let our kids know exactly what we expect out of them at all times. So we're really working on champs. Especially in the common areas, where like the pods and the hallways and the classrooms and the restrooms and things like that. Also, we're working on the Ron Clark Essential 55 rules. These are rules that Ron Clark has established. And our first, rule 1 is saying yes ma'am, no ma'am, yes sir, no sir to all adults, whoever they are. And so if you come to school, you may want to check that out and see if they'll say yes sir or no sir. And we're proud to be a PBS school. This is a professional development school. We're partners through Murray State, and we have a student teacher all year. Her name is Mrs. Tia Cartwright, and we're glad to have her, and she's doing really well. That's it.
Thank you, Mr. Sharp. Ms. Higgs, Central City.
Our school year got off to a great start this year, very smooth. Probably the smoothest opening to the school year that we've had in about 8 years. Very smooth. Teachers are excited to be there. Kids are excited to be there. I had 2 of them tell me, we thought school would never start. So that's a good thing. I have 2 special guests with me tonight. One is Wilson Walker. I'd like to recognize Wilson. He's the son of Shanna and Rick Walker of Central City. He spent a week this summer in July at Bowling Green State University in Ohio, attending the NYLF Pathways to STEM in Vision experience. He studied forensic science, engineering, and the medical fields through 6 days of hands-on simulations and workshops. He had to be nominated for this process. And this is quite a unique accomplishment for a 3rd grader. So he spent his first week away from home. I think that was probably harder on Mom than it was on him. She did too. And he's ready to go back next year. So we're very proud of Wilson in that. Also, while he's here, he was also the recipient just last week of 2 Outstanding Performance Awards from MCTI. They held their banquet last week, and he was recognized for his performance as Jan Wilbur in Charlotte's Web, and in the performance of Miss Nelson is Missing. And he's leaving in just a minute because he also has a role in The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe. So busy young man, and now that he's a 4th grader, we expect even bigger and better things. So we're very proud of him. I also have Michelle Arnold with us tonight. She is my school library media specialist, and Michelle, just a couple of weeks ago, was the recipient of Kentucky Farm Bureau's 2018 Teacher of the Year. So we're very proud of her.
Thank you, Ms. Higgs. Ms. Jones, Greenville.
Well, I'm very proud to report it's been a very smooth year so far at Greenville Elementary. We're off to a good start. I have Miss Catherine Kidd with me. She's a 5th grader, and she is the daughter of Jason and Annalie Kidd of Greenville. She just represented our school this summer in July in Lexington at the Kentucky State 4-H competition, and she demonstrated how to break a board. So she is a very well-rounded individual, from Taekwondo to horseback riding and a variety of hobbies. But actually, I'm going to turn it over to her because she's going to share with you the rest. She won, I'm sorry, she won state.
Wow.
So 1st place at the competition.
We have been working on soft skills very hard at GES this year. We work on these every day in our classrooms. For example, in my 5th grade homeroom, our teacher, she makes these amazing 3-tier wedding cakes for close friends and family. She showed them to us on a PowerPoint and then said, pick a favorite. We raised our hands and shared our favorite. My favorite was a ballerina-themed cake with a gum paste ballerina slipper she made by hand. Next, we were allowed to raise our hands and say why we disagreed or agreed with other people. This taught us how to disagree and agree with people respectfully. We also, the first week of school, reviewed common area expectations and emergency procedures with our specialist teachers and classroom teachers. Today, we worked on bus evacuations. We also reviewed proper manners to our wonderful staff and lunchroom staff. Thank you.
She makes that look really easy.
And she offered that part at 2 o'clock today, so she makes it look very easy. So, good job.
Oh my goodness.
Thank you, Ms. Jones. Mr. Hardison, Longest Elementary. There you go.
I do want to kind of echo the thought out there. Our school year's off to a great start. We got that off to a great start with a good open house event. We had our K-Day on August the 6th. We had 120 parents and students there at that meeting. We had our open house event that night. Our teachers did a little something different. They had grade level specific meetings, and it was a great turnout. We had 505 parents and students attend that night, so we had a full house. Great event. Probably would continue that model. I really liked it because it was really pinpoint to their concerns, their needs at their grade level. So really liked that. It was a teacher idea, and we really supported them, and we're probably going to continue that, and it was a great turnout. Enrollment as of today, at longest, is 366. We've had 7 good days of attendance, and we hope to continue that pattern throughout the year. Again, the school year's off to a great start. We started with some early positive PD meetings in the summer, talking about our school culture. Really excited about that. Along with Bremen, we are a professional development school from Murray State, and we are hosting Christy Robinson, and we're very excited to have her enjoy this. It's a new experience that Murray's providing for kids. This morning, I had my first breakfast with the principal, and we had 5 parents in and had like a 75, 80-minute discussion with them. It was just led by their interest, so it was a very positive meeting, and I'll mention the parents here. We had Jeremy Hargrove, Jody King, Aaron and Jessica Horton, and Emily Franklin. They were very insightful in our discussion, so I appreciate them providing that time, and they had many, many compliments for our staff and our school, so it was very positive, but we want to get that message out that we're providing that opportunity for parents, and it's just a great event we do once a month, and hope to have a lot more of that. We're continuing our effort with one word. Each of our staff members have chosen their one word to kind of guide their personal journey for the year. Today we chose, thanks to a survey and input from staff, we chose team to be our one word for our school. So we're very excited about that for the school year. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Hardison. Mr. Wells, thank you and your staff for hosting tonight.
You're welcome.
And now you get to tell us some good stuff.
Our theme this year is the greatest. It's kind of stealing that from The Greatest Showman. So we're doing a lot of stuff with the circus. We're off to a great start until Friday. And as I was leaving Friday afternoon, you see all the books over there? I met my librarian out in the hallway, and she has tears in her eyes. Chad's been trying to help her, but she has lost a bunch of books in our software system. We've got 14,000 books in this library, and she accidentally somehow deleted 10,000 of them. So we're off to a great start, and I'll say this, I want to thank all the principals and all the librarians in our district who have stepped up to help Ms. Thompson. We've had them here all week. We've got some that are coming in tomorrow. We're going to get our library back in order so we can start checking out books. So thanks to them. It wasn't such a wonderful day for her on Friday, but through teamwork, we're going to get it all back together. So we're still working on that great start. We're going to get it. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Wells. Mr. Rager, North Middle.
We started with open house. We had standing room only in the gym, so probably 700 or 800 people. Sheriff McGee came, talked about school safety, kind of set the tone for the year, talked about what the parents and students and community can do to help keep our school safe. Our new afternoon dismissal is going very well. Buses were loaded and rolling today in 4 minutes, so Ms. Dukes. And the best time on our car riders, we're down to 4:02. So 14 minutes for our car riders. So we're like I said, really thrilled with the results on that, how efficient everything's going. So big improvement from last year. Like I said, Mr. Devine and I worked most of the summer trying to get all that together and try to work with the transportation department, law enforcement, trying to make sure that we're all on the same page. We've had a smooth first start of school. Some new things we're trying to do to improve school culture. One thing that the students saw when they came in first day, any staff member that was not on what we call greeter duty, there's no bus duty or morning duty, we just call it greeter duty because you're going to greet the students. I stole that from Steve Bowler. A lot of us went to this ideas session, so we were already implementing a lot of that. As they entered the building, whether they come as a car rider or a bus rider, the staff members were all lined up. They had pom-poms, they were cheering them on as they kind of walked through the line coming to school. So that kind of set the tone for the year. We've started to really do some birthday recognition. Mr. Bowler suggested using buttons. I've been using stickers. It's my birthday sticker. And so even the staff members are loving that. So I call them down, put a sticker on them, and I haven't had a kid yet that thought they were too cool to wear stickers. So, I mean, they're just smiling. Even 8th grade boys like it. And so, it's kind of still a page out of, it was Mr. Hardison's idea. It's kind of the Disney experience where that when you're at Disney, they go out of their way to try to say happy birthday to you. So that's something that I think we're all going to try to do this year. Another thing we've done, Mr. Perkins actually got in on it. We did a birthday mob. If it's a staff birthday, we'll slip into the classroom and adults grab some kids. We'll go in. We'll just right in the class. We'll sing happy birthday. Slap a happy birthday sticker or a piece of paper on the board. Never say a word and just walk right out. And I had staff members come up to me and saying, "That's the coolest thing. I really enjoyed that." And so that's just an example of some things that we're doing to try to improve school culture, put some smiles on some faces or whatever. So anyway, we're off to a great start. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Rager. I think we have Ms. Jamie Randolph here from South Middle.
It's funny that he said Disney because we call South Middle the happiest place on earth. We've had a really good start to the school year. We're working on soft skills across the school. They've even started something where with 6th grade, we've noticed some of them tend to have messy lockers because it's the first time they've had a locker. So they do random locker checks, and if you've got a really neat locker, then you get to sit at a booth at lunch. So we're trying to keep them organized. The kids are really polite. The teachers are surprised at how many of them say, "How are you? Are you having a good day?" So it's going well. Our first Thank You Thursday is August 30th, and we've invited Old National Bank employees to thank them for opening day and everything that they provided. We've got Grandparents' Day coming up in September, and we usually have a really large crowd for that, and that's something that we look forward to. Our 7th grade football season has started, and so far we're undefeated. We've got wins over Butler County and Logan County. And during our open house, we even had parents already asking about Mother-Daughter Night and Father-Son Night, so we've already scheduled those. We usually have a really big turnout. I don't like to brag, but we've always had more mothers and daughters than we do fathers and sons. I told Mr. Lyle that's because I take care of that. I get to say that since he's not here. And we got a Felix Martin grant, and we're going to use that and work with Family Resource, and we're going to call it a Parent Plus program, but we're going to start some classes for our parents. We're going to have an Infinite Campus class where we have them come in and sign up for Parent Portal and show them how that works, and then we're going to offer financial peace and help with budgeting for some of our parents and community members. It'll be open to them as well, and we're going to announce those dates later. And then we're going to offer a first aid class for our parents, and then a kind of like a Red Cross babysitting class for some of our older kiddos, because we know that when parents have to work or there's a snow day, sometimes our 7th and 8th graders get left at home with the little ones. So that's what we've got planned so far.
Thank you. I believe we have Mr. Carver, Mr. Ken Carver here for the high school.
I will take a minute to brag on South Middle too. My daughters are starting 6th grade this year, and they've had an awesome experience. And one of my daughters was a recipient of a locker award, so that's what she was talking about when she came home from school one day, was how she got to choose some of her friends to sit with her at a booth for lunch. So that was big. But I'm gonna challenge you guys. I just have daughters, so have a daddy-daughter night, and I'll be there. At the high school, we have 32 co-ops this year at various businesses, Brewers, Central City Convention Center, Diversicare, Kincaid Nursing Home, McDonald's, Clinic Pharmacy, Hogue Automotive, and Woodruff Auto Repair. We have 328 students that are taking a total of 748 dual credit classes at the high school. 63 students are taking early college classes at the Central City campus of Madisonville Community College. And then our first home football game is tomorrow night. Kickoff is at 7 o'clock, but the football parents are tailgating at 5 o'clock, welcoming everyone out for $5. I think you can get a pulled pork sandwich plate, and so come out and support them, not only the football team, but also cheerleaders. I think band will be performing as well. So just kind of a big opening night for all my sports. Thank you.
Hope the weather cooperates, right? Thank you, Mr. Carver. Mr. Watkins, Renaissance Center.
Yes, I'll start out with just an update on our enrollment. We currently have 32 students at the alternative school, and as of today, we had 24 students who are in the MOVE program. Secondly, received some good news from earlier this week from Mr. Carver at East, Mr. Lyle at South Middle. A couple of our students that we exited right before summer break have gotten off to a really good and smooth start, so that's always good to hear. And then lastly, I want to give a big thanks to our new school resource officer, Wes Miller, and then Officer Albro too. On August 6th, they presented an update/refresher training as a follow-up from our active shooter training in the spring. This was a great opportunity for myself and our staff to sharpen our skills and our minds as far as school safety. So again, thanks to those guys and the school resource officers for what they do for us.
Thank you, Mr. Watkins. I second that. And that concludes my superintendent's report.
Thank you all. We'll go down to the personnel actions. Ms. Browning?
We have the following personnel actions for the period dated July 11th through August the 8th, 2018. Certified personnel employment, there were 16 actions. Resignation of certified personnel, 5 actions. Reassignment of certified personnel, 20 actions. Classified personnel employment, 26 actions. Resignation of classified personnel, there were 12 actions. And reassignment of classified personnel, there were 15. Thank you.
It's a bit of a letdown after hearing the superintendent report.
All right, we'll move on down to the attendance and enrollment report. Mr. Freeman. This is really going to be a letdown, isn't it?
No, not too bad. Mr. Chairman, board members, just going to share some information with you regarding current enrollment and first day. We will, the first month ends August the 30th, so next month at our board meeting, we'll have more of the traditional report that we always, and have a little bit more information for you. But just sharing some numbers with you. The first day of school, which was the 8th of August, we had an enrollment of 4,477. If you compare that to last year, the very first day of school, I believe it was the 10th of August at that time, was 4,626, which is down 149. That's about 3.3% if you look at first day this year, first day last year. I want to look at current enrollment, which is as of today, we have 4,518. So obviously you see an increase of around 41 students today. So you're looking at 5 days of school, we've increased 41 students. I also want to look at this, and y'all know I stress this each year. Last day of school last year, which was the 29th, our enrollment was 4,544. So that's only 26 students difference from last year. So that's 0.06%. That's the difference between the end of school last year and where we currently are. So that's some numbers just to look at. Again, we'll have a little bit more specifics as far as the traditional and looking at month by month, but not as, it's not too bad. When you look at 0.06%, and that could go up. I mean, I look forward to be right around that, but we could get, just depending, we could get above last year's number. So anyway, any questions?
Thank you. Okay, we'll move on down to our board action items. Item A is to consider contract for hearing impaired services. Ms. Penley? Hello.
So several students in Muhlenberg County have hearing impairments, and up until this year, we have employed a teacher with that special certification, but due to circumstances we couldn't control, she's moved on to a different county, so we no longer have that teacher. We were unable to find a teacher with that certification, but we were able to find someone who has the appropriate certifications, who's willing to work part-time as a consultant. So the way the contract is written, she'll be able to provide direct services as well as consultative services. And you've had a copy of that contract, and hopefully you don't have any additional questions. If you do, I'll be happy to answer.
Is there any discussion? If not, I make a motion to consider the contract for the hearing impaired services.
Second.
Second by Ms. Wells. All in favor of considering the contract for hearing impaired services, say aye. Aye. All opposed? I hear none. Moving down to consider the district assurances. Mr. Perkins?
Thank you, Chairman and board members. Every year, we are required by KDE and federal and state law to review the district assurances. It's a document where we go through and make sure that we are taking care of all of our required areas, and it's quite encompassing, as you remember and that you've seen in your packet. What we do is we send this out to all of the supervisors. We get together, we make sure that we are following all procedures, requirements, and legislation throughout the entire school year. And then once a year, like I've said, we are required to bring this before the board for your consideration and approval, and then Mr. Davis will upload that into the program that they have if you all pass that tomorrow. And just to give a couple of areas briefly, this is covering everything from U.S. Department of Education, fiscal control and accounting for state and federal funds, and compliance with all of those funds regulations. Some of the areas are basic programs, salary schedules, equivalents among personnel and materials, family literacy, migrant students, neglected and delinquent students, high-quality teachers and principals, education technology, instruction for limited English proficient students, safe and drug-free school and communities, innovative programs, rural and low-income students, assistance to homeless students, the Career and Technical Education Act, private school equitable participation, parent involvement, preschool and Head Start, child nutrition, professional development, individuals with disabilities, Kentucky Educational Technology System, or the KETS program system, gifted and talented, and ESS. And all of them, none of them are standalone. Everything that is on that list is encompassed and intertwined with the other programs that we work with, which is why the whole team needs to take a look at that and bring that for you all to provide you the assurance that everything that is needing to be taken care of in the district has and will continue to.
Is there any discussion? If not, I need a motion to approve the district assurances.
I'll make a motion.
Motion by Ms. Wells.
Second.
Second by Mr. Bowers. All in favor of considering the district assurances, say aye. Aye. All opposed? I hear none. Down to consider partnership with Western Kentucky University Confucius Institute for the placement of a Chinese teacher at Muhlenberg North Middle School for the 18-19 school year. Mr. Rager.
Chairman Rager, board members, I'm here tonight to ask for you to continue the partnership with Western Kentucky University and the Confucius Institute. We started last year in a 3-year contract, and all we're asking is just to renew that. It's at no cost to the district. We had a successful year last year, and like I said, we'd like to continue that program.
Any questions? If not, I approve the consideration for the partnership for the Chinese teacher at North Middle.
Second.
Second by Ms. Wells. All in favor of considering the Chinese teacher for North Middle, say aye. Aye. All opposed? I hear none, and we're down to the next one, which is the same item on the agenda just for Greenville Elementary. Ms. Jones.
Yes, we would also like to request to continue our agreement. This year, of course, our teacher teaches part of the day at Greenville Elementary, and then she travels to North Middle School to do the last period of the day.
Any discussion? Need a motion to approve?
I make a motion to approve.
I'll second. All in favor of considering the partnership with the Western Kentucky Confucius Institute for the Chinese teacher at Greenville Elementary, say aye. Aye. All opposed? I hear none. Moving on to, in accordance with Board Policy 09.15, all student fees to be approved by the Board of Education.
This is just basically a yearly thing that we do. The schools submit the fees they're going to charge or will charge to the students, and I've included all the policies and all the lists of fees for you to consider.
Everyone's had a chance to review these. Are there any questions or any further discussion? If not, I need a motion to approve fees.
So moved.
Motion by Mr. Bowers. I'll second. All in favor of approving student fees, say aye. Aye. All opposed? I hear none. Down to consider the course code change. Ms. Roberts.
Good evening, Chairman Rager and board members. The state has released new course codes that all districts in the state must use, and they began this year, so it's a new process. The elementary schools are requesting to add course code 909999 so that they can assign a citizenship conduct grade for students on the report card. Any course added by the district will be labeled 9099999. I think I said it up, and must have board approval. So I'm requesting that the board approve the use of this code so that elementary teachers can assign a citizenship conduct grade to students this year.
Any questions? I make a motion to consider the course code change.
Second.
Second by Mr. Bowers. All in favor of considering the course code change, say aye. Aye. All opposed? I hear none. We're down to consider contract between Coca-Cola Bottling Company of Elizabethtown, Owensboro for the Muhlenberg County High School.
All right, thank you. My son is also a student at South Middle, so I'm going to ask him about his locker.
He hasn't got an award yet.
Ask him about that. This is a contract between Coca-Cola Bottling of Elizabethtown and Owensboro and the high school, and basically it allows them to have exclusive rights to provide the beverages, of which the high school will receive commissions as well as a new scoreboard.
Okay, is there any further discussion? If not, I need a motion to approve.
I make a motion.
Motion by Ms. Wells.
Second.
Second by Mr. Bowers. All in favor of considering the contract with Coca-Cola Bottling Company and Muhlenberg County High School, say aye. Aye. All opposed? I hear none. And down to consider participation in the KSBA KU rate intervention with the Public Service Commission.
Thank you again, Chairman Rager, board members. This is something we've done in the past, wherein LG&E and KU have gone to the Public Service Commission asking for a rate increase. KSBA has stepped in and argued on our behalf to either make a carve-out rate or prevent the rate from affecting school systems. And so the cost, the maximum cost will be $1,040. The more schools that join in, the lower that will be.
Okay, is there any questions? If not, I need a motion to approve the consideration of the participation in the KSBA KU rate intervention with Public Service Commission.
I make a motion.
Motion by Ms. Wells, and I'll second. All in favor of considering the KSBA KU rate intervention, say aye. Aye. All opposed? I hear none.
Thank you.
Thank you. Consider review of procedure 05.31 AP1 school facilities conditions of usage. Mr. Blutzinger.
Thank you again. The current school facilities usage agreement had some redundancies with another policy, so we went to again to KSBA with their legal team, had them combined and consolidated, so there was no redundancy or confusion. And so basically what it is I've provided you the new policy policy, and we're just asking that that be implemented.
I need a motion to approve the review of procedures for the school facilities conditions of usage. Mr. Bowers has made a motion. I'll second. All in favor of considering the review of the procedure, say aye. Aye. All opposed? I hear none. And we're down to the amended agenda item J, approval of state course addition.
Chairman and board members, as Ms. Roberts explained a little bit ago, and as we talked about the other night, the State Department has reduced the number of course codes in an effort to clean all of those up, and then if we want to add one, which we may be doing a little bit more of here until we get all of our needs met, we must come before the board. So this is an additional course code that has come into need this week that would allow students who will be attending the Muhlenberg County Job Corps to be able to have a code that will equate back to the high school for a course code that will allow them to meet graduation requirements through our high school graduation and diploma process for career classes that are taught there. We have a wonderful resource in our Muhlenberg County Job Corps, and they're working very hard to partner with us, as they have for a long time, but to really draw in students from the community who may not come from other areas, which is generally the trend that we see at Job Corps. So if you were to go ahead, if you were to approve this course code, we have a wonderful young lady who will begin taking classes there tomorrow in the afternoon and do classes at the high school in the morning.
Is there any further discussion? If not, I need a motion to approve the state course addition for Job Corps. I'll make a motion. Motion by Ms. Wells. Second. Second by Mr. Bowers. All in favor of doing the approval of the state course addition, say aye. Aye. All opposed? I hear none. We're down to the board consent agenda items, which is our leave of absence requests, fundraising requests, and field trip requests. Everyone's had a chance to go over these. Is there anything of concern or questions regarding that? If not, I need a motion to approve. I'll make a motion. Motion by Ms. Wells. Second. Second by Mr. Bowers. All in favor of considering the board consent agenda, say aye. Aye. All opposed? I hear none. And need a motion to adjourn. Make a motion to adjourn. Motion by Ms. Wells, and I'll second. All in favor of adjourning, say aye. Aye.